Nobody expedites a relationship faster than a man who needs a place to stay. I saw that clip of the woman who met a guy who had just got out of prison, and I think within 4 weeks they moved in together. I remember back in, I forgot what year it was, I met this guy who had just gotten out of the Air Force, I believe, and we had met 1 week, and he came to visit me the next week, and that same day he was asking if he could move in with me. He didn't have no money, he didn't have any transportation, and from what I gathered, he lived with his parents, but he didn't want to live with his parents. But the truth, the undeniable truth, is that moving expeditiously to move in together, to get married is not only is it not smart, it's dangerous. Y'all, I totally understand that you could be with a man for a long time and they could switch it up. Men switch it up when you give birth, they switch it up after the wedding night. You know, y'all have known each other for a year or two. I get that. But sometimes we as women, we do stuff where we walk head first into situations that are just not good for us. And you know, a lot of times it's not our fault. We can't predict that somebody's going to switch it up. But sometimes we do things where we could have just have exercised a little bit more intelligence in that situation. If you tell me you met this guy yesterday and y'all are getting married, I'm going to be like, did he just get out of prison? Is he living with his family? He's tired of living with his family. Is he broke? Does he need a place to stay? Did he hear you talk about what you do for a living and his ears perked up? I'm not saying that you're not a wonderful person. I think you're absolutely amazing. But a lot of these men, okay, I'm going to use this as an example. There is a celebrity that admitted that he would fake relationships with women so that he can get a place to stay because he was broke as he was building his career. So they take this same script and they go from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman. And unfortunately, because a lot of us are, programmed to want to be wives and mothers, and that's the most important thing. It won't take them going through many women, but they'll go from woman to woman to woman until they find one woman that's like, okay, sure. Don't worry, I didn't let him move in. I told him no. And then the moment she wises up and kicks him out, he'll dig up his script and go to another woman and other women until he finds another woman that it will work on. Are there exceptions to the rule where the broke guy met somebody and they got married and lived happily ever after? I guess, sure. But more times than not, and I've been making this type of content for years, more times than not, it does not work. Something always ends up happening. He winds up cheating on that woman because he never loved her. He never really valued her. He didn't even want a relationship with her. He just needed a place to live. Or they're constantly arguing about money. Or she does something crazy like not get a prenup, and now she's afraid to get divorced because she's going to have to give him a lot of her money that she worked hard for. Or maybe she knows she needs to get divorced because she's not going to do it because it was her and them against the world and she has to prove that they lasted. If you see somebody and you just know they are the one, then they're still going to be the one a year or two from now. If your intuition is correct, it's still going to be correct as you carefully wait and vet to make sure that everything is cool. Right? If you're just so 100% sure and you could bet everything on it, then that's still going to be accurate as you check to make sure that they're just not trying to find someone to leech off of. Why everybody got to be in a hurry? because you heard a story of somebody who met somebody and then they met and got married within 5 hours and they're happily ever after. But if you just can't wait, you just can't wait, my question would be, sweetie, why? And I get you want to take a chance because your main character and your whole life is a romantic comedy, but this is real life. And there are real life consequences if you marry someone who just really does not have your best interests at heart. Hello? There are women who've had to check themselves into, or who have had family members have to check them into psychiatric wards because a man just screwed them up so badly. There are women who were once on track to get their degree who ain't going to get one because of a man. There are women who were on track to get a promotion that they've been working hard for and then they stop because of a man. There are women who have lost everything because of a man. There are women who have ended pregnancies that they wanted because of a man. There are so many women who are no longer with us because of a man. And it's so interesting to me. We don't want our identities stolen. We don't want our information stolen. We're careful around strangers. We don't trust our kids around strangers, but then y'all will go out and marry one? Con artists can be attractive and charming and funny and say they want to settle down too. Con artists can look into your eyes and tell you that you're the one because they're con artists. This is why we have to decenter romance and marriage and family and all that stuff. Again, nothing wrong with wanting those things because somebody's quick to comment and say, well, there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that. Listen. When you decenter those things, you don't get caught up in the whimsy and the intrigue and the infatuation of a new relationship. You will slow your ass down and you will take your fucking time getting to know someone. I don't care how much you feel like they're the one. You'd be smart enough to still take your time. You would carefully vet. And you would say things like, I really hope this guy is the one. But, even if he's not, oh well, I want to make sure that I'm safe and not taken advantage of. And this whole idea of the one, here's the truth. And I'm going to touch your hand while I say this. There are many ones out there. This is how you could get divorced and marry somebody and meet the love of your life. This is how you could be widowed and, after you heal and everything, you meet the love of your life. This is how you might not meet the love of your life until your third marriage. This is how your best friend could be your soulmate. There are many ones out there. Okay? So you stop dating like your life depends on it. Because actually, it does. Because the wrong person could ruin your life or even take your life.